Are you attending a bunch of virtual meetings and sometimes finding yourself feeling like you're not really connecting with people that much? Hey, I'm Jenna Anderson, and I am a leadership and personal brand strategist. And I'm going to share with you today 3 ideas that I have to help you so that you can connect better with people when you are in virtual meetings. So, first of all, when I'm talking about virtual meetings, certainly that could be meetings that are people from your current company where you're gathering together for a virtual team meeting. It's really common, right? We're all over the world and people are using technology to connect. So that could be an example. So in that type of a meeting, for example, something that you can do to connect with people is to recognize something about them and about their background. Now, there are a lot of people who blur their backgrounds, right? And they make it so that you can't see what's going on behind them. And that's okay. And so if you're in a situation where you can see somebody where their background is not blurred and you see something, maybe there's some kind of piece of artwork or some kind of award or something like that, talk to them about, hey, tell me more about that artwork. That's really beautiful. And people put things up on their wall purposefully because it's something that they typically enjoy. Every once in a while, sure, people might have something up there like, oh, I totally forgot that was there. My grandmother hung that up 50 years ago and I wasn't even thinking about it, right? But then that might turn into a story. But it's kind of a cool way to connect with people. And keep in mind, if we were working in the office, we would not have that kind of connection, right? We would not be able to see grandma's artwork on the wall from 50 years ago. So take advantage of that. A second thing that you can do in virtual meetings, and this could apply to meetings either with people in the office, or it could be people that you're meeting with maybe at a virtual networking event, maybe something for your trade or your industry, right? And so in those kind of situations, look for something interesting that you can wear or something that you're noticing about somebody else, what they are wearing. So today I am actually wearing these beautiful earrings that come from Ghana from my friend Seth. He gave these to me a few years ago and I love them. I love the pop, the vibrancy of them, everything about it. And it reminds me a lot about Seth and the good man that he is. Now, the fun thing about it is when you're noticing something fun about somebody else's clothing or maybe like a hairstyle or whatever it is, it kind of can open up to some interesting conversation about what that thing is or that attribute. Another thing is like if somebody's got some eyeglasses on, right? And you're like, hey, those are great frames. And so these are great ways for you to connect with people, but also think about ways how you can showcase your style a little bit in fun, creative ways. And so that way you can stand out. All right. Now, the third way of how you can connect with people virtually is to make sure that you are also continuing the conversation afterwards. So I think one really powerful way, especially if you've met people during let's say an industry networking event, connect with people online and follow through on the conversation. So that would be something like on LinkedIn, for example. Easy way to connect with people. So you can, after you connect with them online, and you can just like in the chat and whatnot and say, hey, I would love to connect with you and continue the conversation. Let's connect on LinkedIn. And so you can use the chat feature and you can copy and paste the link to your LinkedIn account in the chat directly to that particular person. Just make it like a little direct message there, depending if you're using Teams or Zoom or whatever it is you're using for your meeting platform. And then connect with people. But here's the trick, you guys. You have to remember that when somebody's attending something like a virtual networking event, they're connecting with lots of people from all over the place. So you want to make sure that you send them a little note to say, hey, it was great to meet you at the XYZ networking event on such and such day. So that way they remember, oh yeah, that's where I met this person. Because as sparkling and as amazing as you may be, that other person may not remember you and they might look and say, I don't know who this person is. I'm not going to accept their request to connect on LinkedIn. But then what happens from there is that you're able to continue. But if you don't take that opportunity when you're in those virtual networking events to set the stage that you are in fact are going to send them that request to connect, then it makes it a little bit harder to make that connection later. So make sure you do that. Make that a priority and make sure you send that LinkedIn connection request fairly soon after the event. I mean, if you're right there on the computer, you can do it right then and there, and that's super easy, right? Or you can certainly use the app on your phone, or you can do whatever it is, that makes it quick and easy for you. But in the end, take that opportunity to let people know you want to connect with them while you are in the virtual meeting. So there's 3 ideas for you. Notice the things that are around them. Notice fun little things that maybe they're wearing or something about them. And then also make sure you follow through and continue to keep that conversation going. All of this is going to make a difference for you as you are building that brand that you want to be known for. And if you need additional help with, first of all, identifying your brand and then knowing how to leverage your brand, get in touch and I'll share with you all the cool things we've got going on over here with the Personal Brand Ambassador Program. Thanks so much, my friends, and go live that brand.